hard work, but life is full of challenges. So it's how you manage it, how you tackle it. I thought for many years I knew the answer up to my mid-30s. I guess I was wrong. I think the key to success is to accept, not to be ashamed, and to be open, and to, as simple as that, looking for help. But I know help is not easy.
On the latest episode of the Don't Change Much podcast, we're joined by Bruno Feldeisen, a chef, author, and television personality, best known for his role as a judge on the Great Canadian Baking Show. At 34 years old, Bruno experienced his first panic attack. Now, as an Anxiety Canada champion, he shares how childhood trauma led to anxiety and PTSD, hopeful that his experience may encourage others to ask for help too. I'm your host, Dan Murphy, and this is the Don't Change Much podcast. What was the first time you went, I have to deal with something?
So I was at the top of my game, living in New York, mid-30s, an amazing job, paid like six-figure. Everything was great. Like I had no issues. Everything I will do will be published in the New York Times, a New York magazine. So I was even surprised how easy it was for me. Everything, ask and you should receive, as simple as that. And then one day I have a major panic attack and I did not know what it was. I just know that I ended up at Mount Sinai Hospital because I felt I was dying. I thought I was having a heart attack, couldn't breathe, I kind of black out. And your vision kind of narrow, and everything around is black, couldn't breathe. And that was the beginning of a nightmare that lasted many years.
How were you able to manage then in these high stress situations and kitchens and job like you did, like for years? How did you manage to mask it and perhaps keep it from other people that you were okay?
Well, I think working hard. So, it's always the anxiety before going to work, where often I will just not go, call in sick, find excuses. But once you're in a kitchen with a lot of focus, a lot of hard work, then I will feel good. Then you go home, you're exhausted. So you go to bed, everything is fine. But it's always the morning when you wake up, I will pick up morning shift. I will never pick up a 2 p.m. starting shift because I know that morning will be just a buildup of anxiety that will lead often to me calling in sick. Like I just can't. I'd rather walk in the street at 5 a.m. and not to worry than to take the bus at 2 p.m. when it's busy everywhere. Because I had my share of panic attack in the subway, panic attack on a bus where, it's out of control. So I'm like, I do the 6 a.m. shift, and if I have to, I stay until midnight. I can do that just to stay away from the problem because I thought there was a solution. If you cannot fix it, just go around it and manage it that way.
How long before you put two and two together that the anxiety attacks and the panic attacks were all stemmed from your childhood?
I thought, look, I'm 33. I'm having the best time in my life. I'm in New York. Yeah, this panic attack must be coming for something else. My diet, stress, maybe I'm smoking cigarette too much. Frankly, I thought it was just a mental disorder unrelated to my youth. But I was there. I was the first witness of my own pain. So I'm surprised to discover through the years later. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense now. I think the revelation was when I started CBT, I was asked to write down everything, pages. And then the truth came out. And I'm like, is it my own truth? Am I just hallucinating? And that's when I think I made the whole connection. And then I realized how bad it was. I think before I was just wash it away. I made it. I'm 35. I'm in New York. I'm making a lot of money. Career is fantastic. Of course I made it. I don't need to worry about my past. Actually, my past, when people ask me, I just invented, oh yeah, my dad died. My mom is still in France. I never told anyone of my past. Nobody knew it. I will create stories. So I was lying to them, but I was lying to myself as well, which works on a day-to-day, but I think makes it worse because, you lie to yourself, you lie to lie to the people around you. And, at the end, you just lose your job. And at one point I went bankrupt. I just could not hold a job. I could not even manage the stress of managing a restaurant. And I had a restaurant in San Francisco that went bankrupt, that bankrupted me. So at one point I was like 37 and I'm like, I need to start to find a solution. I cannot live like that.
What would you say to someone who knows that there's issues, but they're on the fence about trying to begin to get help, to ask for help?
The moment you find help, the moment you start to touch help, you feel like a warrior. You feel like a rock star. Your mind change overnight. The moment you find somebody who understand and listen to you, you know, and yeah, that moment, it's like so powerful that you don't care anymore of people's judgment, frankly, because you know that you're not alone. You know there is thousands of people who are struggling. And then you understand people's reaction, people, the way they get back at you. You become a psychologist almost. You understand the human process, you understand the brain process. So you start to understand how people react to your interaction. They say, yeah, stress, definitely. But I say for any young male in Canada, we are so driven by a macho society, sport, you have to win, you have to go to the gym, all those things that if you don't fit into that pattern, it's difficult. But if you don't see help, it's not a great journey. So you need to reach out, do a first step. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel in control again of your life, and then you can pick what works best for you.